Hey Vlog Squad, Bunny Bucks here. You pay off your credit card bill in full every single month. Never miss a due date. Never pay a single penny in interest. Give yourself a massive pat on the back. You are responsible. You are an adult. You've got financial literacy. But I have some bad news for you. Inside the big fancy boardrooms of the major banks, they have a special name for you. And I can tell you right now, it is definitely not valued customer. They call you a deadbeat. I'm not joking. And once you hear why banks want you in debt, it'll all make sense. Why? Because they can't make any money off of you. How banks make money depends on you being anything but useless to them. To a bank, a customer who avoids interest is like a guest at an all-you-can-eat buffet who only drinks tap water. They don't want you to be a deadbeat. They want you to be a revolver. And no, that's not a cool cowboy thing. They want you spinning in debt forever. In this vlog, we are going to expose why banks actually want you in debt. How the banking system is basically designed to be the worst friend ever. We're talking about how they made nearly $80 billion in profit in just 3 months. And why that minimum payment button is actually a trapdoor designed to steal your future. Credit card debt. Because to understand why you always feel broke even when working hard, we need to fundamentally change how we look at money. See, for regular folks like us, money is a tool. It's a medium of exchange. In personal finance, money is something we use to buy stuff. Groceries, rent, or this blue polo. But for a bank, money is the product. It's inventory. It's a widget. Just like a shoe store sells shoes, a bank sells cash. The business model is actually incredibly simple. They buy money cheap from you, and they sell it expensive back to you. It is the ultimate markup. And let me tell you, business is absolutely booming. Let's look at the recent data because the numbers don't lie. In the third quarter of 2025 alone, US FDIC insured banks absolutely crushed it. They generated approximately $79.3 billion in net income. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. Nearly $80 billion in pure profit. That is just in 90 days. That's almost $1 billion a day. Do you know how many blue polos I could buy with that? Literally all of them. Now, the media, bless their hearts, usually tells us that credit card debt is our fault. They say it's inflation. Or maybe we just buy too many lattes and avocado toast. And sure, maybe we should budget better. Personal responsibility is real. But the reality is way more twisted. The system is built on you being in debt. If every American paid off their loans tomorrow, the banking sector would collapse. I've looked at the numbers, guys. As of late 2025, total household debt is massive. It is sitting at $18.59 trillion. That includes your house, your car, your student loans, and the credit cards giving you anxiety right now. In this video, I'm going to break down the net interest margin, which sounds boring but is actually terrifying, and show you why the math is rigged against you. All right, Section 1, the net interest margin. Class is in session. Let's talk about how the spread works, or NIM. As of Q3 2025, the net interest margin for U.S. banks was around 3.34%. Now, I know what you're thinking. Bunny, 3.34%? That sounds tiny, like the battery life on my phone. But in the banking world, where they move trillions of dollars, that number is huge. It's the difference between buying a pizza for $1 and selling it for $100. Here is how the business model works. When you put your paycheck into a savings account, you think you're just storing it safely. Wrong. You are technically lending that money to the bank. You are the lender. And because they are so generous, they pay you interest. Usually close to 0.01%. maybe a little more in a high-yield account if you're lucky. You give them inventory for basically free. Then the bank takes your money, which costs them pennies, and they lend it out. They lend it to your neighbor for a mortgage at 7%. That's a nice profit. They lend it to a small business at 10%. Better. But here is the kicker. They lend it back to you on a credit card, and credit card interest rates sit at 25% or 30%. The difference between what they pay you, 0, and what they charge you, lots, is the spread. That is the spread where that $79.3 billion comes from. It's free money for them. Think about the efficiency. They don't have to build cars. They don't have to farm potatoes. They just move numbers on a screen. They are incentivized to make that gap wide as the Grand Canyon. They want to pay you the absolute minimum while charging you the absolute legal maximum for your debt. When you really get it, you realize a bank isn't doing you a favor by giving you a card. They are an arbitrage machine, and unfortunately, you are on the wrong side of the trade. Section 2. The credit card debt trap. Now let's talk about the juiciest part of the trap. Specifically, the $1.23 trillion in credit card debt Americans are carrying right now. Remember earlier when I called you a deadbeat if you pay off your bill? Well, the banks have a favorite customer. They call this person the revolver. A revolver is someone caught in the credit card debt trap, carrying a balance from month to month, spinning an interest forever. And sadly, about 46% of credit card holders are currently stuck in this category. If you are a revolver, you are the MVP of the banking world. They absolutely love you. They want to take you to dinner, but ironically, you're paying for the dinner. We are seeing credit card interest rates, the APR, sitting between 20% and 30%. Historically, that is insane. That is loan shark territory, just with better polished apps and nicer logos. When you carry a balance at 25%, compound interest on a credit card hits like a freight train. The bank is earning interest on the interest they already charged you. It's like inception levels of debt. But here is the secret that the marketing guys in the nice suits don't want you to know. The rewards are the bait. Think about the cashback, the points, the free flights to Cabo. Do you think banks give those away because they are nice? No, they are fishing. They are totally fine losing money on the deadbeats because the profits from the revolvers are so astronomically high it covers everything. The poor are subsidizing the rich. Listen to me closely. And I need you to hear this, Vlog Squad. If you are carrying a balance right now, paying 25% interest, you are paying for my free flight. I mean, thank you? But also stop it. You are hurting yourself. You are the fuel that powers the whole machine, and it burns you up in the process. Section 3. The minimum payment trap. Vlog Squad, lean in. We need to talk about the most dangerous number on this paper. The minimum payment trap. Most people think, oh, the bank is so nice. They are letting me pay just a little bit this month so I can still afford tacos. No, it's a trick. The minimum payment is a carefully calculated algorithm. The credit card minimum payment is designed to keep you in debt for the maximum amount of time possible, without you actually going broke and defaulting. It's the Goldilocks zone of debt. Low enough to squeeze out of your paycheck, but high enough to cover their profit. Usually, it covers the interest plus just 1% of the balance. That is pathetic. Let's do the math. It's scary, but we have to do it to see the truth. Imagine you're caught in a credit card debt trap. $10,000 balance at a 25% APR. To find your monthly interest, you take 10,000 times 0.25 divided by 12 months. That means your interest charges alone are roughly $208 every single month. If the bank sets your minimum payment at, say, $280, guess what happens? Only $72 of that hard-earned money is actually paying down your debt. The other $208, poof, gone. Straight into the bank's profit margin. At that rate, if you only made minimum payments, it would take you over 25 years to pay off. You would end up paying 2 or 3 times the original amount in interest alone. You would basically buy a used $10,000 Honda and end up paying $30,000 for it. That's a Porsche price for a Honda car. This isn't an accident, guys. This is the business model. And if you miss a payment, oh boy, late fees, penalty APRs. They can hike your rate up to nearly 30%. It pushes you further into the hole, making it harder to climb out. It's like running up a muddy hill wearing roller skates. Section 4. The scale of the system. We have to zoom out for a second to see the big picture. I mentioned 18.59 trillion in total household debt earlier. It's everywhere. 13 trillion in mortgages, 1.6 trillion in auto loans, 1.6 trillion in student loans. To you and me, these block financial freedom. They are the reason we wake up at 3 a.m., staring at the ceiling, wondering if we can sell a kidney to make rent. But to the bank, these are assets. They love debt. Your mortgage is their asset. Your student loan is their asset. Your credit card balance is their favorite high-yield asset. When a bank tells shareholders how much it's worth, they are listing your promise to pay them. They are betting on your future labor. They own a piece of your paycheck before you even earn it. The entire global financial system is built on the assumption that you will stay in debt. That is how banks make money. And here's a banking secret they don't want you to think about. If we all became debt-free tomorrow, the bank's assets would evaporate. The system needs you to stay in the trap. So the question is, what do we do? Do we just give up and cry? Do we accept our fate as revolvers? No. We fight back. The first step is to stop looking at the bank as your friend. They are a business. Their win is your loss. You need to understand the game so you can stop playing by their rules. You need to reject the status of revolver and start your debt-free journey. Learn how to get out of debt and fight like crazy to become a deadbeat. Pay off that balance. Stop paying interest. Don't let them farm you for profit. Build an emergency fund so you don't have to rely on their credit when things go wrong. The system is rigged to profit from what you don't know. Financial literacy is your weapon, so don't give them the satisfaction. Knowledge is the only weapon we have against an $80 billion machine. I'm Bunny Bucks, and this is the Vlog Squad. If you want to learn how to reach financial freedom, to keep your hard-earned money instead of giving it to the banks, make sure you smash that subscribe button. We are going to break down every scam they have. Hit the notification bell so you don't miss the next class. We are just getting started, and I've got a lot more secrets to spill. Thanks for watching, guys. Start your debt payoff today. Stay debt-free.